everybody, thank you for clicking on this video, and my hope is by the time that you're finishing this topic, I will have convinced you enough that you should subscribe to my channel. And if you like this content, please like and comment below so that I can continue bring more of this kind of topics. Okay, so we are going to be talking about things that I never expected when I was moving in with my boyfriend that are currently happening. So this is something I've wanted to talk about for a long time, but then I was just not able to. First, I didn't want people to know that I was living with my boyfriend, and there's just been so many things around it, but I've just decided, well, it's already happening, and I know so many other people are also doing it or considering to do it. So if you're considering to do it, watch this. And if you're already doing it, you're living with your partner, also you should watch this and let me know how you're dealing with the challenges that I'm facing or the expectations that I had that are not happening. So first, the first thing that I actually expected when we were moving in together, because previously when we stayed separately, we would be at each other's houses like all the time. Like I would be off work and at his place, he would be off work and fasting. He would be like passed by my house, you see. So we were like together all the time. Anytime we weren't working, we were always looking for each other and spending time together. So I thought that I would enjoy having him in my space all the time. Like if we moved in together, I thought I was going to be really happy about it. But then now that we live together, sometimes I just tell him, dude, can you leave the house for a bit? Yeah. And sometimes I actually look forward to leaving the house and just not being with him all the time. That might sound mean, but I think when you're with someone all the time, and previously you are used to having your own space, you sometimes want your space a little bit. So that happens. Yeah, especially if we spend the weekend together, like we travel somewhere, or we just hang out a lot over the weekend. During the week, I just feel like I want him to maybe come home a little late, maybe around 9 after I've gotten home, had my time in the bathroom, and just hung around the house alone. The other thing that I thought we'd be doing, have you seen those Instagram reels of one person cutting onions, the other one doing the tomatoes, and then they're cooking together? You see, like those cute how do you call it, those cute house call situations. Well, the Lou in me is not prospering right now. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Like I thought we would like share house duties so beautifully, like nobody would be upset. Like we'd just be like, babe, I'm mopping the floor, you do the dishes, I'm ironing, you put the other clothes in the machine. Like I thought that was going to be our life. No, it's not. There's a lot of compromise, there's a lot of communication required. The other person might not know what you need them to do or what you expect from them, so they just be laying there. Like I remember this one time that I was cleaning and he was just seated watching me. So in my head I was expecting him to like just jump in and be like, since you're washing the other toilet, let me do this other one, that's this other side, so that when you're done with those two, this one will also be clean, and then you can just move on with the other things. Or he would be like, okay, you're folding clothes, let me do this. But it's not like that. He just sat there and was on his laptop doing his own things. So I was like, well, I did not take it kindly, Nilifura. And then later now, after we had talked, I was like, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, do I have to tell you? So well, for some men, you really have to communicate what you want done and how you want it done. Don't just expect things to happen. Yeah, and probably the things that we see on social media, or like when you visit your friend, they've had that discussion, they've talked about it. It's not like the guy outrightly knew what to do. The lady probably talked to him, or maybe, or the lady, or if it's a guy who is more into house cleaning and doing house chores, it's probably him who talked to the lady to be helping. So if you want something done, please ask for help. It's not a guarantee that the other person knows that you will need help. The other thing is food budget. So when I was living alone, I think my food budget the entire month would be like 5,000. Well, I used to food budget, not shopping. So when we started living together, I was like, oh, I'll be buying food. Because when I was living alone, most of the time I was either eating at his house or we were eating out. Most of the time I wasn't home, and the times that I was home, maybe I was too tired to eat, hangover. Like, I barely ate at home, by the way. Yeah, I'm not such a foodie. No, that's the opposite with him. He loves food. He loves his food. So when we were moving in, I was like, I'm going to be buying food. Shock on me how much food is costing for this house right now. Well, I've had boys in my house before, but now this is different. You know, my brothers would visit once in a while, like weekends or maybe during the week they're passing by. But now this is different. This is a man that you have to feed every single day. And then he's not the kind of person who likes eating out. Okay, unless we're going to eat out together, then that's okay. But him just leaving the house to go and eat, he'll not do it. He'll just eat whatever is in the house. So I have to have food 24/7. Like, every time there's always food in this house, and it's a lot of money. It's expensive. Food is expensive. So that is something that shocked me once we started living together. Like, I realized food is such a huge budget. Food requires such a huge budget. I did not think of that before. The other thing is what is this? Oh, savings. So I thought living with my boyfriend, I would be saving so much money. So much money. And he as well thought that living with me would make him save money. Well, there are instances when we save money, but then there's also a lot of spending that comes when two people start living together, especially people, that adjusting period. It's expensive. It's really expensive living together. Yeah. Yep. And then also I think the bills are much more because we are like in a much bigger house. So like electricity and water and just cleaning products and all those things are just more. Like now, before I used to budget for my own bathroom, because right now if I'm buying like air fresheners, I'm buying 3 because of the 3 bathrooms. You're buying 3 toilet cleaners. Clothes, I have to buy laundry detergent for 2 people now. And then the throw blankets, we're using 2 at this, like I have mine, he has his. They both get dirty at the same time. These are things that never used to happen. Like, you see, for him, it was just him. So just maybe one that's dirty. For me, it was just one that's dirty. So it's expensive living together, but you also get to save. Once you guys get the hang of it and know what costs you can reduce and which ones are going to go up, then it will be okay. So that's something that shocked me. The first month I was like, where's my money? Because I was buying food, but like I was doing things that I thought would cost less, but now they're costing more because we are 2. Then the other thing that I did not have in mind, I thought we'd be fighting about big things like, oh, you were rude to my mom, or you're overspending, or you're cheating. No, that's not happening. We are fighting about the smallest things. So the other day, not the other day, a while back, I think was it? It was I think it was the second month of us living together. So I was in the kitchen. Our house is an open plan kitchen. We have an open plan kitchen. So I was in the kitchen. I was cooking, and then I was playing music. So he watches a lot of news. He's the guy on Twitter. You see. So I was playing music, and then he suddenly switched to news. And I was like, "What are you doing?" Then he just kept quiet, continue watching. Then I switched back to my music, and then he switched back to he switched back to news again, and I was so upset. I was so upset. We didn't talk for like a night. Yeah, I think we almost slept in separate beds that day. Yeah. So it's the small things that will really irritate you. If you're expecting huge fights, that won't happen. If both of you really love each other and want it to work, big fights will mostly never there. It's the small things that will really irritate you. Those small things, like somebody using your soap and then maybe forgetting it in the wrong bathroom. So you come, when you're going to shower in this bathroom, your soap is not there because somebody used it in the other. It's so small things. Yeah. The other thing is handling friends. I thought it was going to be so easy. I thought my friends would just like, I would just instantly introduce him to my friends. Hi guys, you see, now I'm living with this guy, he's awesome. And then that would be the same for him. No, it's not. It's really hard. First, because of how we did it. Actually, some of my friends are going to know that I'm living with a guy from this video. I've not told them. And also some of his friends are also going to know we're living together from this video. So it's been very difficult to tell our friends, and then also just to blend our friends, because my friends are very different from his friends. We have very different personalities, so that makes our friends also very different. So it's not been easy gelling in with his friends, him gelling in with my friends. It's not been easy as I thought. I thought it would be like, hey, this is the guy. No, it's not. It's very hard. And then also who to tell has been a problem as well. I don't know. Yeah, who to tell has been a problem as well. I don't know how to explain that without offending some of my friends. The other thing that has also been different from what I expected is social media. You see, I thought we would be taking like these cute photos and posting them. I'd be posting them online because he's not a social media person, but I am. I enjoy being on social media. I like interacting with people on social media. I enjoy posting my life out there, but he's not that kind of person. And it's not that he stopped me. There's just something in my heart. I want to protect this. I want to protect what we have. Yeah, and I feel it's not the right time for me to put him out there. Yes. So that's something that I feel now. But before, when we were not living together, I would be like, oh, we would be like taking photos of us waking up in the morning, and I'd be posting them, me and Bae waking up, me and Bae having breakfast, me and Bae going on a trip. Nope. No. I have lots of photos. Yes, I do. We take lots of photos, very cute ones, but none of them is anywhere. That's just on my phone and on his phone. I'm not posting them anywhere anytime soon. The other thing is shopping preferences. Ooh. This one was huge. Huge. So before, like, I thought we liked the same things. Yeah, I thought we did like the same thing. Like, I would ask him, maybe I was home, and I would ask him, please, can you buy me this? And then he would just bring it. And sometimes we'd share it, or like, it was never an issue before. Like, I never saw such a huge difference in our preferences and our shopping habits. So for him, he's the kind of person who buys something when it's needed, and that does not work for me completely. That does not work for me. I prefer to have something, like have everything. I will buy something today, something that I know I might even use next year, but I will buy it today just so that I am not caught unawares. But that's the opposite for him. Let me say, he doesn't like stocking up. He doesn't like stocking up. He finds it wasteful. I don't even understand his reasoning about that. So every time the first 2 months we went shopping, it was very hard telling him why I am buying like 10 kgs of rice when we will not use all of it. It was very difficult. And also our preferences, the things that I like for the house, like toothpaste. I didn't realize it was such a big thing. We use different toothpaste. Okay, now we use the same one, but before we were using different brands. Like, it's so difficult. Things like bathing soap, yeah. Well, it's those small things, let me tell you. It's those small things that I never saw coming. Like, I thought we would just gel in, like, oh, what do you use? Dettol. What do you use? Dove. Okay, so let's go with Dove, or let's go with Dettol. I thought they were going to be like easy decisions, but they're not that easy. Everyone is stuck up, and something means something to someone, so it takes a lot of give and take. The other thing that was really difficult, actually the most difficult thing in this entire process, was house hunting. That one drained me. Actually, we were supposed to start living together much earlier, but then we were not finding a house that we both liked, and that was within the budget that we had in mind. So I was so sure. Okay, I had 3 things that I really wanted. I wanted an open kitchen. He didn't mind a closed kitchen. I wanted a house with 2 or more bathrooms. I think that we had in common. Yeah, his 2 was okay. For me, I wanted 2 or more. Then the other thing was a double sink. He didn't care about a double sink. I wanted a double sink because it makes just washing utensils very easy. Yeah. So those are the things that I really wanted. For him, the things that he was looking at were very different. He was looking at proximity to Westlands. He was looking at proximity to his meeting areas. He was looking at the lighting. I also considered lighting, but not too much, so much like he did. Like him lighting, yeah. So house hunting was the biggest challenge. I thought it was going to be easy, to just be like, oh well, I went and saw a house and I like it, so I think we can move in. Be like, okay, fine, let me go and see it tomorrow. And then he comes with a whole list of like 10 or more things why he doesn't like that house, and you're like, now what do we do? It was so difficult. At some point, I just told him, I think this is not working. Let's just continue having our own houses, and then later maybe we can buy a house that we want. Actually, that's what I said. I said we could buy a house that we want. I was like, no, we've decided we're moving in together. Let's find a house and make this work. And luckily, I thought of someone, and then we went to view houses in an area that none of us had thought about. But then it was a Sunday, and we were like so tired. We'd thought about this moving thing, and I was so tired about it. Then that Sunday he was just like, okay, let's go and see like some houses on this side. And then we went to that side, and then the houses we saw shocked us. Wow. Yeah. So we went to that side, we saw houses, and we completely did not like them. We okay, some of the houses were nice, but we did not like the environment at all, at all. Both of us were like, no. Like, you know, we'd go see a house and then we go back to the car. And I'm like, what do you think? Before I say it, before I finish saying my no, is also like, no. Yeah. Then we randomly went to check somewhere else, and then we found a house that we loved. And then we're like, you know, this is within our budget, it's what we want. It's within our budget, it's what we want. The area is not far from the area that we wanted to live in, so let's make this work. Yeah. So I think those are the huge differences that I have experienced from what I had in mind. You can comment below and tell me if you're living with your boyfriend. You can comment below and tell me some of the things that you thought would be happening in a certain way, but now they're not happening the way that you thought. And if you're contemplating on moving in with your boyfriend, well, do it. It has lots of advantages, and then there are the disadvantages as well. And then the thing that I would want to tell you is, you guys talk about it before you decide to move. Talk about like the trivial things, talk about finances, talk about family. You know, those are things that will not change even when you move in. So these are things you can foresee and talk about right now. So some of the things that I've talked about, these are things that I did not foresee. I did not see them coming, so we could not talk about them before moving in. They're things that came along the way. Anyway, I wish you well, and thank you for watching this far if you have. Bye.